Hello and welcome. Iron Port is a program and it's proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited and Ghana Community Network Services. On this platform, we bring the port's activities closer to you and bring you also closer to the port's activities. Now this week, folks, we're going to concentrate on the cargo tracking note system that Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority says they've gotten the blessing of His Excellency the President to begin implementation by Monday, the 15th of October this year, 2018. That's the sailing date. So after, let's say, a month or so, up to November, any cargo that should arrive in this country should definitely have a cargo tracking note number on the bill of lading. Now, for this reason, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, they have been engaging stakeholders this week. They engaged the shippers as well as the importing public, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, the Ship Owners and Agents Association, and almost all the stakeholders involved in the implementation of this cargo tracking note. Take a listen.
The Commissioner of the Customs Division of GRA, Isaac Krenzel, has disclosed that no importer will bear the cost of the cargo tracking note policy to be implemented on the 15th October 2018. Contrary to media reports, he said the GRA will instead shoulder all the CTN charges.
Ghana Revenue Authority is going to take all charges pertaining to CTN. Nobody is going to pay any fees on CTN. Nobody is going to pay any fees on CTN.
Isaac Krenzel, who was speaking at a stakeholder engagement to educate players in the shipping industry on the implementation of the CTN policy, said the main objective of the CTN is to facilitate trade and improve compliance level.
It's coming to facilitate trade and help us improve compliance. That's the essence of CTN. We are not proposing CTN to punish anybody, but we are proposing CTN to serve as a compliance tool. We at the office sometimes come that, look, we didn't ask the shipper to put this in the container. We are not aware about this. There have been a short change. All these things will be addressed when we have the CTN in place.
Under the CTN policy, shipping lines are to provide CTN numbers on all bills of lading. Shippers and forwarders at the various ports of loading are to provide detailed and timely information on all shipments to Ghana in advance on the global online platform made available for the purpose. A consultant from CTN Company Limited, Geoffrey Ko-Nyako, took stakeholders through the CTN process flow, which includes the shipper or exporter at the port of origin registering and creating an account online with CTN before proceeding to obtain a CTN number. He said the CTN, in addition to several benefits, will give customs and other state organizations a comprehensive view of the entire trade chain.
The CTN database will remain a risk assessment engine for customs, from where many activities, including what is already being done on the ground, can be compared. Because you have the pre and you have the post. With that information, GPHA has also clear view of what is coming to the country. Dangerous cargo, whatever needs to be planned. You cannot miss dangerous cargo with perishable items or explosives or frozen items on the same terminal as you would expect.
Well, so among those suppliers, importers and exporters, also the shipping lines and the Ship Owners and Agents Association, there seemed to have been some level of significant agreement to commence the implementation of the cargo tracking note CTN by 15th of October 2018. But what really is this cargo tracking note? And if you recall, in the past couple of weeks, the freight forwarders have kicked against this particular procedure or system of clearing goods out of the port, saying that it was going to bring a lot of cost on the shipping public. Customs says no, that is not happening because Customs is absorbing all the cost involved in this particular process. Aside that, a number of issues had come up to the extent that the implementation was halted, suspended until this 15th of October. So what is CTN? What are the issues? And how well is Customs prepared to undertake this exercise?
What at all is this CTN?
CTN is where we are asking every exporter who is bringing goods into Ghana
yes.
must have this number. on their bill.
Okay.
So that then they can forward it on timely to Ghana. So that before the goods arrive, we might have the
details
of the cargo
so,
to enable us to even plan, do risk assessment, and then ensure that the person is okay for us to do business.
So the CTN number that they should send to you means what?
What it means is that before you get the number, there's a platform that you upload all your documents into that platform. They will validate it, and when it's okay, then they'll give you a number. Then you will inform your forwarders or your shippers, whatever, to put these numbers on the bill or a bill of lading and all other commercial documentation. Then it will forward it to us. Meanwhile, all these that you have uploaded will come into our platform at the customs headquarters.
Okay, so in addition to having it on all the bills and commercial documents, customs also have that electronic version in your system?
In your system. So that you cannot even change anything. And that's the beauty of the whole CTN. Somebody may say, why we have manifest, why don't we stick to the manifest? Like we said in the workshop, we know that there are some gaps in the manifest that the CTN is coming to fulfill. Like explaining sometimes the description of the goods, said to contain. I mean, personal effect. What is personal effect? The CTN is going to break down the details with description, actual description of the goods
that are contained in the cargo.
Excellent. And it's very, very important. And it
because it allows you to get the right value.
The right value, because if you said personal effect, what is personal effect? But if you tell us that maybe it's television, office furnishing, all those things, then we will be able to get the correct harmonized code for it. And then, of course, the correct rate, the weight of duty. And then the price will come on into free.
So who will compute all these things into the system from the country of origin where the goods is coming before giving the CTN number to the importer?
That is the forwarder over there, the foreign forwarder, or even the exporter can do it. Or it depends on your relationship with them, either the shipper, the forwarder, or the exporter. Depend on
how do they do it? So assume today I have bought a lot of things, or I've bought a car or something, and then I'm bringing it to Ghana. How do I get a CTN?
What it means is that if you buy a car that you want to bring it to, you inform your shippers or your forwarders.
Yes.
Then they will look for the documentation. First, the commercial invoice.
Okay.
Second, the export documentation.
Commercial invoice, you mean the invoice of the item you bought?
Yes.
Between you and the buyer.
And then the packing list. So these three items are very, very crucial for you to put it into the platform.
Okay.
They will validate it, and if it's okay, then we will generate a CTN number. They will give it to your those who are preparing the bill of lading, and then they will put it on all the documentations. Then it will be forwarded to us in our custom system, and then the ship takes off.
But what I'm saying is that for the ordinary, and I'm asking this for very ordinary people, the ordinary person living in New Jersey, for instance, who wants to bring items. I have bought all my items, I have all the commercial invoices, I have so and so the packing list and all of that, and I give it to the forwarder to bring. Is it the forwarder who can have access to the platform?
Yes.
Or even the importer there can have, or the exporter there can have access to the platform? How do I register?
The forwarder, or even the exporter.
Okay.
They can have access to the platform because they may have the documentation, the commercial invoice, the export documentation, and then the packing list. Once you have these three, you upload it into the system, they will validate it, and then they will generate the CTN number. So that you put it back into the BL.
Okay. Now, what does this seek to solve?
First, it seeks to solve the gaps in the information that we are receiving.
You get detailed information compared to the manifest that you have now.
And then it's also even give us timely information, because the information will come even before
the cargo will arrive.
And then, of course, it will also benefit our statistical data. Okay. All other government agencies may have one or two benefits within it. If it is even Ministry of Defense or Interior, they may know the cargo. If it is assuming it is ammunition, they even know the type, hazardous or whatever. They even know the type of things that
are contained in the cargo.
Yes. So it's very, very beneficial to everybody in this country.
Does it deal with forgery of invoices, for instance?
That is the main objective, for us to get the right information at the right time.
And do you think the CTN can get you that untempered with invoice?
It was, because see, mind you, the documents will be validated, and that's where when we engaged them, there was argument on how do they validate when it's a standalone system, but it's a global system that is going to use it. And time and again, the consultant has said they will validate it. If he doesn't have any system to validate, he will repeating this question. So we will validate it. And if you, mind you, there is an expert documentation, and I believe that some of the customs administration will not allow you to suppress information. They will never allow you to suppress information, because some is likely that you may be seeking for drawbacks and other facilities. So if you suppress information, it is your disadvantage. So it's very difficult.
In some countries, it's advantageous to issue or present the right information on the invoice. If I am selling this microphone or my watch in a certain country, if I say that I am a seller, if I say that I indeed sold this at 20 Ghana cedis, at the end of the year, I get compensation from the system for selling at that right price. But in some countries, that compensation doesn't exist, for which reason I can decide to forge invoice for someone. How do we assure?
But not via customs. Customs will not forge the documents.
Okay.
Customs will never forge the document.
But a supplier can forge?
Because a supplier can forge. But for how long? We will be forging documents.
On behalf of your client, is it not?
But like I said, one day...
It will be for the master, every day for the...
So we will not have any suspicions over anybody. We allow you to bring your commercial documentation. We will have free heart to receive it. But then we'll be looking at it as we move on. So in future, if you see that, look, there were some information that you withheld, definitely auditors will come in to ensure that you pay all necessary revenue that was locked.
Does custom system, do you have it all connected? If I'm importing from Dubai, if I'm importing from Azerbaijan, if I'm importing from Papua New Guinea, won't there be any challenge? Are your systems connected with all other custom systems?
No, we have administrative contact with our various customs administration.
Okay.
So if a document comes
in every country.
Yeah. Well, we have, our mother institution is World Customs Organization. So we have that rapport. But then if somebody brings documents and we feel that we are suspicious, we will just contact the customs administration
in that country,
and then they will confirm whatever is on it with the declaration numbers. So, but not that every item then you rise to that place. No. It's very difficult. But based on specific risk, we can pick it and say, oh, this one, check it for us. Okay. So that is the essence of this thing.
Is it customs doing this by yourself? Are you running this internet connectivity and everything by yourself?
No, we are doing it by public-private partnership.
So you have a private partner?
Yeah, I have a private partner.
Who is this?
The Cargo Tracking Node Ghana Limited.
Okay, that's their name?
Yes.
Okay. To what extent are they credible before the general public, these people that you are dealing with?
The consultant have been...
have they done this before?
Well, I would say that he's an experienced shipper, experienced shipping director. It's very good in all these that we talk about. And I'm sure he's a genuine...
Oh, he himself is a shipper?
No, he has worked in the shipping institutions and has that knowledge in shipping methodology or technology. And I'm sure, and with the background of maybe also internet technology, it's very good that he has been able to bring out this system to help us.
And it's purely Ghanaian. And it's going to work?
Yes.
You've tried and tested it.
And the feedback we had was marvelous. It's a purely Ghanaian ingenuity, and I think we must even encourage that one.
But when you tried in July, what was the outcome?
It was wonderful.
I see. You made a lot more money then?
So we identified that there were so much people undervaluing, some even to the tune of, even the few that we did reassessment on them, to the tune of almost about $14 million.
$14 million undervaluation.
And almost about $4 million over invoicing. So it's something that is going to help the country. But not it's only that direction that we are looking at, but also we are looking at all other
data collection and so on, and
in terms of security and other issues.
This is your private partner. Who pays them?
Ghana Revenue Authority is going to take care of them.
You are paying somebody to do this work for you?
Yes.
And are you going to transfer this cost on to somebody? say, the importer?
No. We'll budget for it and then pay from our budget.
It doesn't mean that shippers are supposed to pay anything.
They are not going to pay anything.
Free without charge for them?
It's free, totally free for now and future. It's totally free.
Wouldn't that also mean that you probably bring some tax somewhere and say, we are making you enjoy free data collection and all that? So
because if we get the right information, your revenue will go up. And then we are on retention. So definitely retention will go up. And we'll get something small for them.
How many days does it take for you to get your CTN if you apply it from the country of source?
Normally, it's about 2 to 3 days. You have to get your CTN number.
You don't think 2 to 3 days is too long?
No.
I'm applying to send my things to Ghana.
Even ask, no, but this one.
And I'm in the United Kingdom, and I say, okay, I want to send so to Ghana. Then tomorrow I don't get a reply. The next day I don't get a. Third day before they tell me, this is your number for you to use to send your. Doesn't it take too long?
No, I'm saying between 2 to 3 days.
Yes.
So and if you can get it immediately, you send it. Okay. But at least it should not be more than 3 days.
3 days.
Yes.
Okay. Within 3 days, you should be able to get your CTN.
Yes.
A lot of people have also expressed worry that I give you a lot of information. What if the information is given to somebody else, a third party? How secure is the information that is given to you?
Custom cannot get some. Because we have so many data that we use, and this one is not anything that we should be giving to a third party, not at all.
The systems the IT systems that's been used to work, how stable is it from your private partners? How stable so that tomorrow you won't come and tell us that, our partners say that they have some IT challenge, they can't process.
Well,
how
if I
stable
sit here and say that there's no challenge with IT infrastructure, then I will not be truthful to myself. Definitely there will be some what word should I even use?
1 or 2 challenges.
1 or 2 challenges, slow down of the system and all this.
No, but we shouldn't anticipate a bigger one that will create a problem for us.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So what contingency measures are there?
Internet infrastructure to work, and we have not faced any serious problem with it. So I don't think this one will also add any problem to it.
The internet infrastructure that you are using for your normal work now, for your normal valuation and all of, maybe you are not facing because you've been used to that for quite some time. Now this is a new one that you are bringing in. This is a fresh change that you are bringing, as I've heard you say before. How sure are you, or what measures have you put in place to ensure that it becomes stable enough, just like what you are using now?
All this I have taken into consideration because we have the experience, because we have been working with our service providers who are also using internet technology to give us a service. So all these have been taken into consideration when we engage this Tracking Load Ghana Limited.
People are worried that you said you were bringing single window, then you brought paperless, then you are bringing CTN. It does appear that you are bringing too many things and making it look like you are confused which one will work for you.
No,
you don't know which one will work for you.
They all play a different role.
But you need all of it to make it work.
Yes, they all play a different role. The CTN is coming to fill in the gaps that probably some of the documentation that we are using is not up to that.
Okay.
So it's a different role. Paperless is a different role. Single window, so it's a different role.
Maybe when you launch each of them, you make it seem to the public that this that we have launched is a problem solver. Once we have launched paperless, everything at the port is going to be fine, or everything regarding clearance.
Paperless is just an integration of systems at the port. Okay. So it doesn't have. It's
one aspect of it.
One aspect. And then single window talks about risk assessment, risk analysis, and then telling us where a goods will pass, whether green, yellow, or red. And so, and then all the other agencies talking together to improve risk. So
CTN is getting information from
source to even deepen the risk assessment that they are doing at a single window.
So it's even possible that in the future something else would also come again to come and correct something. It's possible.
For now,
if you find a need to.
Yes, because the best is to be at the international best practice. So if international, some people are doing something that will be better, it is better we bring it here also to ensure that we succeed.
What do you expect from the freight forwarders? Because they've raised a lot of issues against you. First, it was about the fact that this was going to cost the shipper. Now you say it's free to the shipper. Again, they also raised the issue that they don't even know the private man you have contracted and that he's going to make a lot of money at the expense of the freight forwarders. What can you tell freight forwarders?
Well, first we want to assure them that they are our strategic partner. We work with them, and all that we are saying that they support us in our work. And we have seen the need that the cargo tracking note is going to help us in our work. It's going to help us in plugging some of the loopholes that are in the system, and therefore they should support that. As to somebody getting money, I mean, even assuming the person is using internet resources, there is a cost, and the person must be paid.
You need to pay bills.
Yes, and that bill has been taken over by Ghana Revenue Authority, and therefore it means
not being transferred onto
at
them.
all. Therefore, it means the importer or the forwarder, whatever, is not going to pay anything with that respect. Everything has been taken care of. Because we believe that the information that we will get will help us to facilitate trade and even improve revenue. So we'll take some to pay the consultant.
And for the importer that you think that this is coming to assist, what would you also say to them?
To the importer, what we are saying that a lot of them have gone through some challenges, because some will come, we didn't inform the importer to do this or that, and that is pleading. They always come to custom to plead, but now all these information is uploaded. So before even the ship comes, we will be aware of all those things that is coming. And therefore, it's not a situation where you said you were not aware, or the people give you a different thing, or of course, whatever price you paid over there is the price that we are going to accept.
Yeah.
There is no benchmark value that we are going to rely on. No.
And CTN officially starts when?
15th October sailing date. So when we talk about 15th October, 15th sailing date, it means when the ships will take off from that. So we'll give ourselves maybe up to maybe the first week in November or second week in November, depending when the ships arrive. That is where we will be marrying the CTN documentation with your cargo and then your declarations.
So Customs is assuring that this is one of those systems that it continues to put in place to ensure that the system of clearing goods out of the port is very efficient, and also government makes the required revenue that it desires out of the international trade business. We will wish Customs well and wish the port community well, particularly those who are engaged in importing and exporting, because we have no choice but to ensure that this system is made clean. Eye on Port returns after the break.
Hello. Good morning. This is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SA2 Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less. Bye.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Baba, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how? Hey.
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here, in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth, is in our hands.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect, and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Welcome back from the break. Still watching Eye on Port. And next up, news and activities that are happening around the port and maritime business.
The Managing Director of West Blue Consulting, Mark Addo, has assured that collaborative efforts with Ghana Post Company will transform post services in Ghana and make the company a world-class courier service organization. According to Mark Addo, the Ghana Post Centralized Valuation Center, together with the implementation of the Pre-Arrival Assessment Reporting System PASS, will bring business to Ghana Post. He said these innovations will solve the challenges associated with the traditional assessment of items and boost the service delivery of the post service tremendously.
The new system comes with the following benefits: transparency and consistency in the assessment of parcels and items, capacity of Ghana Post to carry out home delivery of goods to every corner of the country, cheaper and improved service delivery, that's one advantage, and improve Ghana Post competitiveness in the courier.
Mark Addo was speaking at the World Post Day celebration in Accra, which is celebrated globally to elevate the role of postal services and allow for initiatives that will promote efficient postal service delivery. Managing Director of Ghana Post, James Kofi, indicated that with technology at its helm, Ghana Post has reinvented its services to meet the needs of customers in various sectors.
Since the introduction of Ghana Post GPS by the government of Ghana, supported by the Ministry of Communications, Ghana Post deliveries powered by Ghana Post GPS is on the rise. The company is touching lives with its just-in-time deliveries, meeting deadlines and saving situations. In the meantime, over 7.5 million people have used the system to search locations in the country.
Director in charge of Postal Affairs at the Ministry of Communications, Samuel Edubuafo, praised the new innovations that intends to keep Ghana Post significant in the modern world.
Thanks to innovations, the Post today stands tall in connecting people to their loved ones and business partners.
The occasion was also used to officially launch the Ghana Post Centralized Valuation Center.
International port news are next on your screen.
DP World has launched the construction work on the development of the multi-purpose Berbera port in the Republic of Somaliland. The first phase of work at DP World Berbera has started with a groundbreaking ceremony on October 11, 2018. The first phase will consist of building a 400-meter quay and 250,000 square meter yard extension, as well as the development of a free zone to create a new regional trading hub. DP World Berbera, the joint venture company between the company and the Somaliland government, will also serve landlocked countries in the Horn of Africa, such as Ethiopia, which has a 19% stake in the project as a shareholder. Shafa Al Nada Constructing have been awarded a construction contract for the port. The Belgian company Jean Deneu has been awarded dredging works to deepen the access of the access channel for the port of Guayaquil, Ecuador. The contract with the company will be signed in 60 days, and it will immediately start the works that have an investment value of around $100 million. The Technical Commission of Guayaquil Municipality decided to award the contract to Jean Deneu after finalizing an international public tender that started on 26th March. The Maritime Prefecture of the Channel and the Mediterranean is reporting that after 5 days of being entangled in the Mediterranean, the Tunisian ro-ro ship Ulysses has been separated from the hull of Cyprus-flagged container ship CLS Virginia. The two ships have been fixed together since Ulysses rammed into the anchored box ship some 28 kilometers northwest of Cape Corsica on Sunday, October 7th. Several Navy and anti-pollution ships have been dispatched to the scene to contain potential further further pollutions of the environment. An anti-pollution dam has been deployed along the bulk ship to curb the bunker spill from spreading. Both ships remain within the zone until their conditions are assessed and a salvage plan is determined.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
And schedules of vessels that are sitting in the port, those at anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate are also next on your screen. Folks, about 20 top businessmen from the transit country of Niger have visited the Ghana ports to see how best they can put things together to ensure that a lot of their goods will pass through the ports of Ghana. And that is the transit business head in Niger. They were in this country for very fruitful interaction. We will be engaging that and also be talking to the Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to find out the vision and his plans, because he's got a lot of them and very fine ones for that matter. Thanks for watching the program, and also thanks to the entire crew, the executive producers of the program as well. See you next week.